Is sex with a robot cheating?
There has been a long history of people rubbing their genitals on inanimate objects.
Matter.
Yeah, I think mostly we would just call that elaborate masturbation. If that inanimate object is humanoid looking, we've stepped a little bit. If that inanimate object is humanoid and reacts in human ways, getting a bit further. If we get to a place where the robot, as before, more, give me, this is great, I am loving this feeling.
Also, I read a book you'd really enjoy. Let's talk about it afterwards. Well, you'd strap ChatGPT into one of these things, and I mean, obviously it hallucinates like crazy and gives you bad references, but I feel like it's the point at where you're emotionally interacting that you're really getting murky.
This one is a request from a listener.
Ooh.
From listener Alex.
Hey, Alex, thank you. I think. We'll see.
Well, Alex has written in and requested that we explore a topic. I don't quite know the backstory. But it's a question that science will need to grapple with in the years to come.
There's a lot of build-up here. This is, I'm expecting a lot right now.
Is sex with a robot cheating?
No.
Welcome to The Wholesome Show.
The podcast that would never cheat on the whole of science.
No.
Not if it could catch us.
Not me. I'm Will Grant.
I'm Rod Lamberts. I've never cheated on a robot.
Let's step back from the ethical dilemma for just a second. Where are we at with the sexy robots first?
I don't want to answer.
Well, I haven't done a deep dive into this. I've just looked around the market. There's been fairly inanimate sex dolls on the market for quite some time.
By fairly, you mean completely inert?
Yes. They're mannequins with holes. There are a growing number of things on the market that are robot-ish. They have movement, they make noises, they react to things that are for sex.
Keep talking.
Yeah. There's the RealDollx from Abyss Creations.
You'd have to tell me.
It comes with realistic breastplates and functioning vaginas.
So I can have a baby out of it?
I don't know how functioning they mean. Like, if someone makes a sex doll that goes all the way through pregnancy and giving baby, I'm like, oh damn.
Not only do you get laid, you get to learn about responsibility.
You get to not have a night of sleep ever again.
Oh, that's what is it? The WoX Yahoo?
That's the RealDollx.
RealDollx.
Or RealBotics Harmony robots. And they've got the supposedly mind-blowing X mode. The X mode will allow the Harmony robot to fulfill your wildest sexual desires. If, of course, your wildest sexual desires are sex with a robot. Mm-hmm. It does some interesting things. The X mode it's like a sensor in the headboard of the robot that enables Harmony to detect movement, orient, and respond to noises and expressions. It's eye, mouth, neck movement. Also, the vaginal insert has Bluetooth and it transitions from mild arousal to orgasm. So the robot supposedly,
Comedy cum-cums.
Indeed. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know how
I'm
easily.
coming.
Like is it like
I've never felt anything like this before.
I'm straight in the robot and bang, I am out of control.
I've blown my motherboard.
Of course, with these sex robots,
yeah,
there are of course the enthusiasts who call themselves iDollators.
Not sex robot enthusiasts.
No, they've got shorter names.
We're Shrez.
Yeah, well, there is technosexuals or robosexuals or synthetics.
Oh, you think fucking dorks trying to toughen yourself up? You're banging a toaster, dude.
I got three people that declare themselves iDollators. There's Dave Cat, who either met his wife Sidor Kuranenko at a goth club in the year 2000 or bought her online for $6,000 from
built her in his basement.
Yeah, he's got a backstory.
Wife.
Yeah, well, he's got a wife and a mistress.
Are they both robots?
Both robots.
Let's get this guy on.
He is answering your question before of is it cheating
if it's a different
on the robot? So
no. Oh well, does his wife robot know about the mistress robot, and does she like?
Well, in this picture, all three of them are together.
But
so
are the two robots actually? Is their power switch on?
Oh, he stresses as well that you shouldn't call them sex dolls.
No.
Because he looks at looks at his robots as life partners and says, and I love this, calling them sex dolls is like calling your real life boyfriend or girlfriend a sex boyfriend or girlfriend.
Wait, you're not supposed to?
Yeah, he says don't call them sex dolls.
That would explain so many of my recent fights.
They are my inanimate partners or vaguely animate partners.
Look, I mean, to be fair, I don't care. If you want to bang a robot, enjoy yourself, marry them, do whatever you want, but it's hard not to have fun with it. But ultimately, go ahead, whatever.
Yeah. Might be.
Don't get electrocuted.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful.
Don't let
Don't do it in the bath.
What is it? The real doll pulsating Vajasmatron 917.
Vajasmatron.
Don't overpower it because that might go too far.
All right.
It is a Vajasmatron.
There's another guy, Brick Dollbanger.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think that's his
Real name.
Dollbanger.
The guy had no choice.
I'm German, Dollbanger. He's had years of experience trying out various sex dolls. He's happy with the word sex dolls after divorcing his wife of 15 years.
Was she human?
Yeah, she was human. Numerous relationships didn't pan out and then became disillusioned. So he's got a collection of 4 sex dolls. All of the iDollators or, these sorts of people definitely are talking about much wider things. Like they're like, it makes me happy seeing them on the couch when I get home. From work or whatever. They're talking much more than just the physical pleasure.
They are a literal human substitute.
Something like that, or at least partly.
Okay.
And then there's Lily, who built her own in-movator, 3D printed all of the parts. Hers looks way more robotic than the others, like less silicon and more like robot parts.
Like C-3PO.
Yeah, more of the C-3PO.
I hear he's great in the set.
There's her sitting on a park bench.
Wow, definitely a robot.
Definitely a robot.
Yeah.
She sleeps with him, it.
Yeah, what are the pronouns?
Gender is an interesting one here.
Yeah, it would be.
It was weird, like reading this in the article I'm going to talk about. Definitely use the language gendered as, and it's like, yes, of course they are, because they are not boys or girls. They are
machines.
I couldn't find any data on what percentage of iDollators are men or women, but you can probably guess.
They don't fill in the surveys when I send them to them for some reason.
Yeah, I had a look. The suspicion is it's largely men doing this, largely hetero men, but there were 2 reasons that they said is that by far the production market is dominated by making dolls that are gendered as women.
Yeah.
There are dolls that are gendered as men, and some people reckon actually they're mostly taken up by gay men rather than by women, although there certainly are some.
Well, in case they're straight curious.
No, gay men taking up the male gendered.
I thought you meant the female gendered.
Yeah,
okay,
no. I'm sure there's people that are curious that are like, this is how I experiment with being gay is with a robot. I don't know. Some people said, your sex doll's a bit too heavy for most ladies. You got to be pretty strong to move these things around.
Yeah, because the only way to do it is missionary with a man on top. We all know that.
I don't know, but you do have
to even move it.
To even move it, like
this one's 104 kilos. It's mostly pneumatics and batteries. Jesus Christ! Imagine the noise, all the steam coming. I'll blow in a gasket.
So look, possibly there is a bit of labour in moving some of these around.
Wow.
Okay, let's get down to the heart of the ethical dilemmas with sex robots.
Okay, that's not the heart I was hoping for. Carry on.
So the big ethical dilemmas are, things that society worries about, but I don't know if we should. Look, first one is, will robot dolls in the future get so good at fucking that they'll literally fuck us to death? People get so addicted to it, like the sex in a sex robot.
You mean fuck us into oblivion because we don't reproduce, or kill us with the intercourse?
Both sides. People are like, this is actually something to worry about in the sex robot
We'll get to the point where you'll go like, oh, look, I'd love to have sex with you, but you're nowhere near as good as my robot, so I'm not even aroused.
In fairness, it's not something I'm deeply worried about.
Yeah, and look, that's a lot. I think there'll be other things in that kind of future going on that we might have to think about.
But
as well.
All right, let's go to Alex's ethical dilemma.
Yeah.
If you make love with a robot,
close hug,
is it cheating on your significant other?
Who is, we're going to say for the purpose of this, a human?
Yes. Okay. You human relationship.
Yep.
And there is a robot. And luckily, this is the interesting thing to me.
It's been covered?
It's been covered in the peer-reviewed literature. A great article by Julie Carpenter, Emotional Intimacy and the Idea of Cheating on Committed Human-Human Relationships with a Robot.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of definitional work we have to work out on what cheating means
a little bit.
And what a robot means. Part of her study, she put in, there's a couple of polls out there on what people think. 18% of respondents in 2013 thought that there'd be sexual-oriented robots by 2030. Another one said it'll be commonplace for people having sex with robots in like 50 years. So people reckon...
Well, that's an easy guess. Oh, yeah, 50 years.
Oh, everything.
No, it'll be happening 50 years.
Okay, how many people would have sex with them?
9.
9%, yes.
Was it?
In 2013, 9% of people claimed, yeah, I'd have sex with a robot if I've got the opportunity. By 2017, it was up to 14%. By 2020, 22%. So we've gone over a decade there, or less than a decade, from like 9% of people saying, yeah, I'll have sex with a robot to 22%.
So we have this broken down by sexual proclivity or like preference?
We do have it broken down weirdly.
Weirdly, I like that.
No, we've got it broken down fairly sensibly by gender.
Yeah.
I don't have sexual preference, but they did break it down by social network, and I'll tell you that one in a second. So unsurprisingly, men more than women, but not exclusively.
Yeah.
So in the 2017 survey, 24% of men said they'd have sex with a robot. 9% of women. What was it? I'm going to have to remember these stats. But it looked at social network. What your dominant social network is. Like if you use Twitter, back when it was Twitter,
okay.
or
Twitter.
Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. Yeah. All of them were fairly flat, average around the same.
Except?
MySpace. Like it's it's people who use MySpace far more happy with fucking a robot.
So this might be why it went extinct. They couldn't breed themselves in anymore.
Maybe. I don't know.
MySpace.
I was like,
that's 15 years old or something.
It's old. So if you're still using that, maybe you're like an old school.
To both of you.
I don't know what it is. Weirdly, 52% of the people who were open to having sex with a robot, so remember it's not everyone, but it's up to 24% of men, said they had a preference for a human-like robot design.
Yeah, weird.
Which suggests...
No, I want it to look like a freaking toaster with arms, and then I really want to get in there.
I want a full-on industrial robot.
Yeah.
Like put
those things that cut sheet metal.
Put a vagina somewhere on there, and that's the one for me.
Better put it near the off button because shit could get weird. Fuck.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, look, there's going to be a subset who are like, strong preference. This must not look like a human.
I want the robot, but I don't want the humanoid elements of it.
Maybe that's less cheaty than if it's humanoid. I suppose it's going to come up. Sweetheart, of course it can't replace you. It looks like a bridge.
Sadly, in the data I'm going to tell you, they didn't have if it was a bridge that you're fucking that's robotic.
Yeah, like transformer in car form or humanoid form. I mean,
is it having sex with a robot while you're in a committed human-human relationship? Is it cheating? Opinions are mixed.
No.
I know, right?
No.
When asked about the ethics of a spouse turning to a robot for stimulation during the marriage, 42% of respondents said this act would be viewed as cheating, whereas 31% said it would be not regarded as cheating. 26% were unsure. So people, I think what that says is, I don't know.
Okay, let's take it back away from having arms and legs.
Yep.
Your partner whacking the old electronic device in their hole of choice.
Yep.
Without the partner there. Mm-hmm. Is that cheating?
Well, the survey says we're not sure. Are you asking me?
Survey says... So a dude using a fleshlight that has electronics, is he cheating?
Here's the interesting thing. Another part of this study, it did say that people were unsure how to categorize this. So like 14% said, yes, it's intercourse. Robot penis, robot vagina, and your penis or vagina. 14% said, yes, that's intercourse. Only 14%. Only 14%. 33% said masturbation.
Okay.
27% didn't feel if it was either of those straight away. And then that doesn't add up to 100%.
No, it does
There's
not.
still people that are unsure. Like people are like, okay, I don't know what it's classified as.
So American Pie, banging the pie, is that cheating?
This is where I think is the interesting thing because I think the people answering the survey and the people looking at the ethics of this, there's a sliding scope of the reaction and the autonomousness. Yes.
Autonomousness must have a lot to do with it.
There has been a long history of people rubbing their genitals on inanimate objects.
Matter.
Yeah. And
around.
I think mostly we would just call that elaborate masturbation.
Yes.
If that inanimate object is humanoid looking, we've stepped a little bit. If that inanimate object is humanoid and reacts in human ways, getting a bit further. If we get to a place where the robot, as before, more, give me, this is great, I am loving this feeling.
Also, I read a book you'd really enjoy. Let's talk about it afterwards. Well, you'd strap Chat GPT into one of these things, and I mean, obviously it hallucinates like crazy and gives you bad references, but I feel like it's the point at where you're emotionally interacting that you're really getting murky.
If the robot has an orgasm, and you're trying to give the robot an orgasm.
So then you can say to your partner, I've got one of these Xbot 9 millions, but I've turned off the orgasm switch.
Okay.
So I'm not cheating because when I bang it doesn't care.
So, I think, your analogy of the American Pie or the fleshlight or a dildo or something like that, that's right down the masturbation end because it's an object that has nothing in there.
What are we saying? The robot may have some kind of agency or just ability to respond?
I don't know because it's not like, okay, there may come a time when you have self-aware AI and that may be a different thing. But on the spectrum coming closer to that, all of the reactions, like if part of what you're doing is getting the robot to feel something or mimic that feeling, what is it?
I'm going to go with intent. The intent of the transgressor or the alleged or apparent transgressor that says, I'm going to bang this because I find my spouse unbangable or other terms. I mean, so if your intent is you're doing this because you no longer wish to or whatever have sex with your significant other, I think that's sneaking down the cheating side. But if it's just like, I just like getting off a lot and with her, with him, with it, with that, maybe that's less so.
Look, I think it's,
I think intent matters.
100%. The people have different boundaries on what cheating is. Certainly,
yes.
There are some that say even thinking a certain way is cheating. That might be hard to control.
Did you think about that person in a slightly erotic? What about your dreams?
No doubt. There are people that police boundaries in different ways to other people. I've heard well up the other end, I think I've said this before, ideas that having sex with a condom is not cheating because you're not fully touching.
There. Everywhere else, are you wearing a body condom? I know we talked about this.
So, Alex, I'm not sure if we've fully solved your ethical dilemma, but what I would say.
Stimulating question.
What I would say is, firstly, probably have a chat with your human partner about what boundaries are. If you're worried about cheating and you might say, is looking at porn cheating? Some people it is.
Wait, what?
Well, talk to your human partner about what the definition of cheating inside your relationship is. But clearly, robots open the door to getting closer that maybe it might be getting down that way. Have a chat.
Intent.
Listener, if you have an ethical science-related dilemma.
Oh, we're your guys.
We are the solvers. We will help you to walk through, all the way through your journey.
I actually am an ethics guy. Impeccable source.
Send them in.
Yep.
Find us on
We'll
MySpace.
see you on MySpace.
See ya.